Welcome back. Today we're venturing into the brutal reality of life inside the world's most secure prisons. We're talking about places where escape seems like a fever dream, where every detail is designed to contain the most dangerous individuals on the planet. From San Quentin to Russia's Black Dolphin, we'll explore the daily routines, sleeping conditions, and the sheer weight of confinement in these extraordinary facilities. Picture this, the California sun beating down on a sprawling complex, the air thick with the clanging of bars and the shouts of guards. The atmosphere is heavy, almost palpable, with a mix of tension and routine. This is San Quentin, one of America's oldest and most notorious prisons. Established in 1852, it has a long and storied history. It's seen infamous inmates like Charles Manson and Scott Peterson. These names are etched into the annals of criminal history, adding to the prison's dark allure. Walking these yards, you feel the weight of history, the echoes of countless intense stories. Each step taken here is a step through time, through the lives of those who have walked before. Life here follows a rigid routine. Wake up early morning, often before the sun rises, eat a simple meal in the cafeteria, work if assigned, perhaps in the workshop or kitchen, and maybe get a bit of time for yourself. This time is precious. A brief respite from the constant surveillance and strict schedules. Despite the heinous crimes, there's a system here, a sense of order that contrasts with the violence it contains. The guards maintain a delicate balance, ensuring safety while enforcing rules. At night, inmates are confined to cramped cells. The small space, a stark reminder of their confinement, often sharing a space barely big enough for one. These tight living conditions foster a unique, often tense camaraderie among inmates. San Quentin is more than just a prison. It's a living piece of history, a testament to the evolution of the American penal system. As the sun sets over San Quentin, the shadows grow long and the stories of the past seem to whisper through the walls, reminding us of the lives forever changed within its confines. From California, we cross the Atlantic to Paris. La Santé, near the Eiffel Tower, has a chilling reputation. Inmates spend most of their day in solitary confinement with minimal contact with the outside world. Imagine being confined to a cell, the sounds of the city a distant murmur. The cells are tiny and Spartan, offering little respite from solitude, cold, dark and unforgiving, a stark contrast to the city of lights just beyond its walls. What constitutes a high security risk? At HMP Belmarsh in the UK, they contain those deemed the most dangerous terrorists, high-profile criminals. The atmosphere is palpably tense, with every movement monitored and every interaction scrutinized. The routine minimizes risk, with strict schedules dictating every aspect of an inmate's day. Beneath the surface, there's simmering resentment, a feeling that these walls can't completely contain the frustrations of men who see themselves as political prisoners. Their cells, while more equipped than those in La Santé, offer little comfort. They're a constant reminder of where they are and what they've done. The tension never sleeps. Our journey takes us to China, where information is tightly controlled. Xinjiang Prison, on the outskirts of Beijing, embodies this mystery.
It's a prison for political dissidents, high-ranking officials accused of corruption, and even spies. The isolation, constant surveillance, and psychological toll are immense. The cells are small and sparsely furnished, with uncomfortable beds. Sleep feels like a small act of rebellion.
Black Dolphin might sound beautiful, but there's nothing majestic about this place. The name might evoke images of serene waters and graceful creatures, but the reality is far from it. This is a fortress of despair, a place where the sun rarely shines on the souls trapped within. Located in Kazakhstan, it's Russia's most secure prison, where hope goes to die. The prison is isolated, surrounded by a barren landscape that mirrors the desolation felt by its inmates. It's a place designed to break the human spirit, to crush any semblance of hope or redemption.
This is where they send the worst: serial killers, terrorists, criminals too dangerous even for other inmates. These are individuals who have committed the most heinous of crimes. And for them, Black Dolphin is the end of the line. It's a place where the most dangerous are kept away from society and even from each other. Imagine being under 24/7 surveillance, with every move tracked by cameras and armed guards. There's no privacy, no moment of solitude. Every action is monitored, every step scrutinized. The constant watchful eyes create an atmosphere of perpetual tension and paranoia. Human contact is minimal. You eat in your cell, exercise in a tiny cage, and spend the rest of your day staring at the same four walls. The isolation is suffocating, designed to strip away any sense of humanity. Inmates are left alone with their thoughts, their regrets, and the crushing weight of their sentences. The cells are basic, stripped down to the essentials: a hard bed, a toilet, and the crushing weight of knowing you may never see the outside world again. Sleep offers little respite. The harsh conditions are a constant reminder of their crimes and the life they left behind. The bleakness of the cell mirrors the bleakness of their future, a future with no escape.
From Kazakhstan, we return to the US, to the shadow of the Rocky Mountains. ADX Florence, America's most secure Supermax prison, reduces even the most hardened criminals to shadows of their former selves. Inmates spend 23 hours a day in solitary confinement, with only a small concrete yard as their glimpse of the outside world. The silence is deafening, a constant reminder of isolation and detachment from the world beyond these walls. When the lights dim, inmates are left alone with their thoughts, and the crushing weight of knowing tomorrow will be no different. The silence seeps into your bones. Our journey takes us to Guantanamo Bay, a US military prison in Cuba. Established in 2002 after the 9/11 attacks, Guantanamo has faced intense scrutiny and international condemnation. This is where the US detains suspected terrorists, many of whom have never been charged or tried. Life at Guantanamo is shrouded in secrecy, with strict military protocols and severe restrictions on freedoms. The psychological toll of indefinite detention is unimaginable. The sleeping conditions are basic metal cots and concrete slabs. Constant surveillance is a reminder that detainees are prisoners, not guests. Our exploration takes us to Terre Haute, Indiana, home to the Federal Correctional Complex and the Federal Death Row. This is where those sentenced to death by the federal government spend their final days. The atmosphere is heavy with anticipation, knowing lives are about to end. Inmates live in a state of perpetual limbo, with appeals winding through the courts and execution dates looming. Their daily routine is a series of controlled movements within their cells and small exercise yards. Human contact is minimal, visits tightly restricted. It's a lonely existence, made all the more so by the knowledge that it will soon be over. Our journey takes us to Tadmor Prison in the Syrian desert, a place synonymous with brutality and despair. This is where human rights abuses are rife, torture is commonplace, and death is a constant companion. Tadmor is a kingdom of death and madness, where the Syrian government sends its political opponents to be broken. The stories from Tadmor are chilling: mass executions, systematic torture, unimaginable cruelty. Conditions are horrific: overcrowding, disease, and lack of basic sanitation. Inmates face forced labor, starvation, and beatings. Sleep is a distant memory, a luxury for those who survive another day. Our final stop is Alcatraz, an island shrouded in fog and legend. Although no longer in operation, Alcatraz remains the most famous prison in the world, a symbol of isolation and punishment. Located in San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz was designed to be inescapable, breaking even the most hardened criminals.
The stories of Alcatraz are legendary: daring escapes, brutal punishments, men driven mad by silence and solitude. The cells were small and Spartan, offering little protection from the elements or the guards' gaze. Sleep was a rare commodity, a brief respite from the harsh realities of life on the rock.
So there you have it, a glimpse into the world's most secure prisons, where security is paramount and freedom is a distant memory. These places are designed to be impenetrable fortresses. These institutions house the most dangerous individuals, those who have committed the most heinous crimes, those deemed a threat to society and national security. The level of security here is unmatched, with armed guards patrolling constantly. They remind us of the price of freedom and the heavy consequences of our actions. Every cell, every shackle, and the consequences of our actions. Life inside these walls is a stark contrast to the outside world. Life inside these facilities is harsh, unforgiving, and often dehumanizing. Strict routines, minimal comforts, and a lack of personal freedom define daily life here, and constant threats of violence are the norm. The tension is palpable, and the atmosphere is always charged with a sense of danger. Yet even in these darkest places, hope somehow survives. Inmates find solace in small moments, whether it's a shared laugh or a brief moment of peace. If you found this video insightful and it gave you a deeper understanding of life behind bars, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with others who might be interested in these hidden worlds. And hit the notification bell so you never miss an update for more explorations of the world's most fascinating and forbidding places. Stay tuned for more in-depth looks into the places most of us will never see.